Why do you do that? Hmm? Why don't you go sit down in the back seat somewhere so that you don't fall? Huh? What are you gonna do when he comes over and hits you with the shovel? Then I'm gonna have to be forced to get in it, and I didn't. Good afternoon, good friends out there. Um, really, I'm trying to get back on schedule. So I really want to do a video every morning by 8 a.m. That's what that's what I'm trying to do. 8 a.m. Eastern Time, United States. Did I like ding on your bell and wake you up? Man, please forgive me. Edwin Godard, Godare. Is it Godare, like the French way, or Go Dirt, like we would say in Oklahoma? Good afternoon, New Jersey. Good afternoon, everyone. So, Spider Mike, how you doing? Um, Man, I have just an amazing topic to talk about today for a few minutes with you guys, and I want to get right into it. Talk to you about a guy known as Booze Fighter Jedi, George, and I just learned about him recently, and there's a couple reasons that you should know about him. And I always try to refrain from talking about individual motorcycle clubs unless I can say something positive about them. And I always try to keep 1% of motorcycle clubs out of my mouth entirely. But this guy deserves mention. Boot, I believe I'm saying his name right, Horsley. I hope I am. Because I want you to get behind this guy for a couple of reasons. And one is, you always hear about such negative things coming from motorcycle clubs in general. So whenever we get a positive person doing amazing things, doing things that are right, we want to talk about that person. We want to uplift that person, and want to uh, um, support that person and stand by what it is they're trying to do. So it's interesting things to know. And first of all, I have to give a shout out to Insane Throttle. You guys need to go to them, Insane Throttle, and you'll be able to read an entire article about this Boost Fighter Jedi that is way more in depth than anything that I'm going to cover in these few minutes. And Insane Throttle is an amazing all biker magazine. Oh goodness! Hello to Holland. Good evening, Holland. Thank you guys for tuning in. But Insane Throttle Biker News, you can find them at HarleyLiberty.com. One word, HarleyLiberty.com. And they have a wonderful all biker blog, newspaper. I guess they've got a magazine. They've got a podcast. I'm going to be on the podcast on February 28th, I believe. Well, that's when I'm going to be doing the podcast. I'm not sure when it plays. And they have everybody. They have Jay Leno. They have interviewed Jay Leno, or are going to interview Jay Leno, and they're going to interview Sonny Barger, or they already have, and Christie, and all these just really incredible folks in the MC world, and they're going to be interviewing me. What's up, Viper, Brunswick, Georgia? And I'm just so excited by the turn of events. They put my book up on their website, and it's very exciting. And they wrote a really wonderful article about me. One of the first good articles I've ever had written about me. Mostly I have haters, so really cool. And so perusing their site, I learned about this booze fighter Jedi, or otherwise known as George Horsley. And so I want you guys to go over to, what is it? It's HarleyLiberty.com, Insane Throttle Biker News. I want you to go over there and read about this guy. And he's a booze fighter, but he's running for office. He's running for, as a libertarian, for county judge in the county commissioner court for McLennan County. Did I say that right? Is it McLennan? I hope so. I can't read my own writing. McLennan, I think, county. And yeah, you've probably heard of that place. You've heard of the Twin Peaks thing. And that's what's so interesting about this booze fighter. Hey, Dibber in the wind. Honor and respect to you, sir. JB That Mag did a feature on Dibber. Unfortunately, I had to turn down being a guest writer due to other commitments. Oh, you would have been an amazing guest writer on there. Maybe you should rethink that one, Dibber. And I do appreciate you. I heard that you had passed some information about me on to them, and I just thank you so much for your friendship and guidance with my channel from the day I got started, just about. And so thank you, Dibber, for all that you do for the biker set. Somebody called and interrupted me. I hope I have you guys back. So, oh yeah, and I got to tell you guys, those who haven't, please subscribe to Dibber in the Wind. Dibber is puts out that's not going to be researched to the nth degree. So, anyway, you got to look at the Insane Throttle feature that they did on Dibber. I know it's going to be really cool, and they're especially probably going to talk about, and I don't know, I haven't read it, but I think they're going to probably focus on a little bit about it when he went back to Israel, which was an amazing journey for him, and I was following him the whole way. So May 17, 2015, Twin Peaks. So we're going to keep that in our mind as we talk about, for a moment, this guy, Jedi, booze fighter Jedi. Really amazing and well-spoken gentleman who, you know, we always like to have this kind of guy represent us as a biker. Strong. Well, hell, he's a booze fighter. Strong. Well-spoken, resolute, and he comes in as a libertarian. Now, he would have run as a Republican, but he as he explained it in his video, it was a little expensive for him to come in like that, so he came in on the libertarian platform. But what he stands for is strong, and probably something that many Texans would agree with, in terms of his big speech was, I don't like the way that homes are being assessed, and the county is improperly making homes more expensive than they truly are, or assessing them as being worth more than they're truly worth, for the purposes of collecting more taxes and giving you an unfair way and a burden of proof and expenses to fight them when they're doing things underhanded. And he has just decided to come off the just to come off the motorcycle and run for office. And it's just amazing to watch him do that. Dibber says, the article is going to be about him going back to the Holy Lands. So you got to read that article, because that experience that Dibber had was absolutely amazing, and the things that he found out. And he's going to be sharing that in that Insane Throttle Biker News article. So go look at that one. Go look for that for Dibber in the Wind. And as soon as I find out where it's posted, I'm going to put the links here on this video and many others. So back to Boost Fighter Jedi. So I'm watching a video, and he's talking about all of this work that he's going to do to help the citizens deal with illegal taxation. And, you know, illegal taxation is real. Or unfair taxation. If it's not illegal, it's not particularly fair. So what I find is so exciting about that is this is coming from a biker. And so I can't vote for him, but I can encourage us to support him in terms of money. He's got a GoFundMe page, and you can find that when you look him up, and also the Insane Throttle Biker News will have that. And then I'm going to put the link to his GoFundMe on here, and you just let him know that the folks, you know, Black Dragon's friends, we're behind him. Dibber said he's going to be back in the Holy Lands in April, and that's going to be another amazing trip for him. I wouldn't be surprised if Dibber one day moves there. He had such a great time there. So the other thing is, when we talk about the Twin Peaks issue that happened, you know, you never heard me talk about that publicly, because I typically try to stay in my own lane, especially when it comes to 1%er stuff. But I always had an issue with, I'll tell you what happened. One time I had two major 1% motorcycle clubs decide that they would have a rendezvous, a meetup, to talk about issues they had at the Black Sabbath, annual dance, like in 2011. And the San Diego Police Department found out about it, about the rendezvous. And you know, we had thousands of people at our dance. So what the San Diego Police Department had was, they had about 50 squad cars sitting out there in a line right outside the compound to let everybody know there wasn't going to be no bullshit. See, that's what a police department does that's ready to protect and serve. They show a force. They don't put people in positions where they know two clubs are going to meet in advance, then they stick sharpshooters on the roof and shoot the shit out of them. I just, to me, you know, you'd have stuck 20 police cars out front, there wouldn't have been any issues. Just like there wasn't any issues in my place. That's protecting and serving. This other kind of stuff is real suspect to me. And the reason I bring that up, where it has to do with Boost Fighter Jedi, is I just read something on Insane Biker Throttle News or Insane Throttle Biker News that said that he would be in a position where he could vote on things like funding, more funding for that case, and he's already said his vote would be no. And I just, you know, I've been to COC meetings before, and I know that a lot of that stuff I saw there that was happening is intolerable. For instance, I could go to a meeting because I'm trying to further advance the cause of my motorcycle club. 2 motorcycle clubs get in it. Doesn't have anything to do with me. You arrest me, put me in jail on $1 million bond and cause me to lose my job, and put out a press release that everybody over here is some kind of a monster, and I know I'm a guy that goes to work. Now, I didn't like the way that was handled, and there's a whole lot that I could, that I think sucked about that. It wasn't fair in many ways. I see it maybe even, I know this is harsh, but maybe even as an execution. And certainly people were jailed and given, you're supposed to, the law calls for reasonable bail. And I saw a lot of misuse going on over there in that case. So to think that there would actually be a biker who could, a biker, someone that knows the truth about what goes on, and that person being an ability to vote against some of that silliness, wow, that would be something more than any of us could have hoped for. So being a biker and someone that's about biker rights and I'm against injustice, listening to that booze fighter talk, it really made me feel like, boy, we should be standing behind people like this that are standing up for what the individuality, I don't know if that's a word, individualism and spirit of real bikers has always been about. And we have always been law-abiding kinds of people who believe in protocol and manhood and loyalty and honor and brotherhood. These are things we espouse. These are things that we do every day. So I want you to look up booze fighter Jedi, also known as George Horsley, Horsley, and send him your money. $2, $5, $20. Let's give him what he needs to further his bid to be elected. One, because he's going to help folks fight an unjust taxation system. I didn't say illegal, but definitely unjust. Did I say unjust? I meant to say unjust. And he also has already said, I will vote against further funding for this circus that has been the case that's involved this Twin Peaks thing. Obviously that falls within his jurisdiction as well. And we would like to say, cool. All right, that's it for me. I gotta run. I know this is a short one, but I definitely wanted to talk to you guys about that today. And tell you guys to look up this Insane Biker Throttle News. Insane Throttle Biker News. Insane Throttle Biker News. Insane Throttle Biker News. I want you to look up Insane Throttle Biker News. And you can find them at HarleyLiberty.com. And check them out. They got a bunch of awesome information. Go look at Dibber in the Winds article. And keep us as your, this little circle of things, as your motorcycle information go-to hodgepodge of envelopes. And go look over at the Booze Fighter. I did a video called How to Run a Motorcycle Club Day to Day, where I talked extensively about the Booze Fighters organization and so go look at that video. That's one of the first videos I ever did. It also was one of my most popular videos for a long time. All right, I'm out of here. Gotta run. Love you all. Be good and get skinny.